You're listening to the Steve Lavelli broadcast on WBZ News Radio 1030.
Love is going to get to. That's the song we're playing in the background. My name is Morgan White Jr., filling in for Steve, who's on vacation. He'll be back on Sunday. Lavelli 1, as we call it in the trade. Rob Brooks is producing. My guest, Will Timon, and he has helped to try to galvanize all of us who feel that The Price is Right has just deteriorated with trashy material. And a host, and this is no knock against Drew Carey, I think he needs to just sit down and learn the games. Learn the patter that goes with the games, the rules, and things could be righted. This ship could be put back afloat. Will, you ready for some more phone calls? We've got full lines.
Absolutely. Let's take them.
All right, let's go to California. And Katie, welcome to WBZ News Radio 1030.
Hi.
Hi.
I was actually just calling. I just would consider myself, I'm a very loyal fan of the show. And honestly, after seeing yesterday's showcase, which was the soap opera one,
Yeah.
That was honestly the last straw for me. And I've been watching the show ever since before I started college and everything. And after seeing that show, I honestly felt that they lost all respect for their core audience. And it was almost, I felt like they were insulting me in a way, just because it was so ridiculous. And just seeing Rich, I used to love Rich. I thought they used him just enough in the past, and now it's like he's jumping around like a little monkey almost. He was in a dress and pregnant.
Yes.
And it was a shock to see. I felt it was just so strange, and I felt very insulted in a way. And I felt like I was watching a really bad reality show.
You know what it's become? We all loved the Animal House movie with John Belushi and the entire cast in that movie. It was great. It was funny. It was trashy. You knew what you were getting when you paid whatever it cost to go see that in the movie theater. That's not The Price is Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. There's a place for that. And Katie, I don't know how old you are. I'm guessing you might be in your late teens to early 20s.
Yes.
Now, that means you've been watching the show conservatively, let's say, 10 to 15 years. Is that about right?
Yeah, I started with my grandparents.
And so you started with your grandparents.
Yeah.
And I go back to the old days of Bill Cullen. That's how old I am. I'm not going to say how old I am. You're not going to trick me there. But my point is, I have a history with the show. And when you watch Match Game, you know it's going to be ribald, mildly risque, with Dumb Donald and Dumb Dora, and the answers that Brett and Charles Nelson Riley and whoever else is on that week give. That's where risque is okay and acceptable, not on The Price is Right.
No, what was so nice about the show is that it was very traditional. It was something you could always look. It was always it was a constant thing in your life, and yesterday's showcase especially just wasn't something I respected. That even watching, it's like I forgot what the prizes were for the showcase.
Yes.
I didn't even realize, and in the end, it was 3 prizes, and it seemed in the past it's like there has been only a few prizes, but it seemed so minimal, and the excitement even from the contestants were at an all-time low. I thought.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. You're seeing it in the contestants' faces that they've got this whole, what just happened? What did I see? And then you've now got Rich going, hey, Katie,
yeah.
Did you notice that prize? Do you want this? And it's almost like he's yelling at the contestants to get their attention. And that's not something that I'm not fond either.
Katie,
Katie, there's hope for you, because I want to let your listeners know that next week's episodes were taped and were supposed to be the first episodes of season 37. But I don't know if it made it to your listeners that there was a debacle that they had repainted the wheel to a pastel purple color. And so they pushed those episodes back to this week. So if your listeners watch the episodes this coming week, you'll get to see the ridiculous purple wheel. But what you will get to see are regular showcases, a reasonably decent, non-forcing the comedy Drew Carey, and it will be a nice little treat. But don't think that when you watch next week that things start going right back to the crazy, crazy cheap laugh skits. So It's a good thing. Next week, we're going to get a little Christmas present, unintended. We're going to get our show back for a week.
All right, Katie, thank you for the call. I want to get other callers on.
Okay, thank you.
Have a happy holiday season. And after this next call, who is Ann, I want you, Will, to tell people again what they can do with the old line, keep those cards and letters coming, how maybe we can get our prices right back. Ann, good morning. Welcome to WBZ.
Hi. I just wanted to mention that, first of all, I feel like when I watched Drew that he's just started the show, I keep saying, oh, he'll get better, he'll get better. And like with the games and everything, like he doesn't know what we know them better than he does.
Yes.
And when he has the 4 contestants up bidding on the prizes to see who comes closer to get up on the stage, he, at the beginning, when someone bet $1 because they knew everyone else overbid, he'd go, $1? She was so surprised. He didn't understand. I don't think he understood why they were. Yeah, and then now they still do it, and he'll just laugh like they're wrong for doing it, and he can't understand why they're betting the $1. And I don't understand why he makes such a big deal out of it. But then, and also, it doesn't seem like he can add. When he's doing the wheel, he'll say, okay, well, and as the wheel's spinning, it's getting closer to the number that they want, and he'll be going, oh, no. But then it's the right number. You know what I mean? And then at the end on the showcase, too, the person will win, and he'll go, oh, you're $10,000, sure, whatever, underbid. And they won, but he will act like they did. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem like he can add or understand how they're winning.
Well,
like, we know. It just seemed like to me, I keep saying, oh, he'll get it right. I feel like he just started.
He's had 14 months to get it right.
And I think the word that I've used, and I think it's the best word that you can use, is he's indifferent. He's indifferent to the He's indifferent to the entire process. He doesn't realize what I realized when I went out. I got to see Drew Carey's first episodes that he ever taped. And I don't think he realized when those contestants went up on the stage, those contestants, God forgive me, did not care that it was Bob. They were getting to live a dream when they were not even as high as, 2 feet or 3 feet. This was a dream. They're on the stage of The Price is Right, getting to play and win a prize, whatever that prize might be. And it was the experience of The Price is Right. He doesn't understand that the show, more than anything else, the true stars of The Price is Right, are the contestants that are chosen. They get to go up on the stage and play that game. And you're right, Ann, when he's talking to them, he makes fun of them now. He's called the contestants that are playing the game called the race game. Yeah. You're going to run around on the stage like an idiot. And it's just he's indifferent to the process.
Will,
exactly.
Will and Ann, I want to tell you something, because what you just mentioned, Will, reminded me of my own personal experience when I got to get on the show. In my life, a number of times when I was in high school and college and on up until the